to sleep, why lie? If you have nothing else to do, start chanting name. Hare Rama Govinda Krishna Murare. Why don't you chant? Anywhere. The moment you start chanting, what is the magic effect? Shashwat Manasaha Mahotsavam. It bestows, it brings, it showers superb festivity. Normally the word festival, mela, is used for what? Whenever there is a function where a number of people rally around, either in a temple or in some other holy place. Say Kumbh Mela. Kumbh Mela is a great function in India. Lakhs and perhaps crores of people assemble there. Similarly, there are special occasions in various temples when people from far and wide reach. It may not be just hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. It can be lakhs, millions and even crores. Say our Sabarimala shrine is inviting 2 or 3 crores of people every year now. Guruvayur is another temple where thousands of people are coming. On special days you will find a number of them. The temple architecture is not able to cope up with such a large audience or such a large number of people. So, what does it mean here? Tadeva Shashwan Manaso Mahotsavam. In order to generate that festive mood, festival, we have a lot of audio visual programs. Say in Kerala, I can tell you, there is something called the beating of drums. Percussion instruments are used. There is a particular presentation called Panchavadya. 5 types of different instruments are played in unison. So many people will assemble to see and hear the sound, that percussion instrumental play. Similarly, we have other functions also. So, in order to generate and give that mood of festival, a number of things are arranged. On the other hand, here, for the devotional mind, nothing like that is required. All that is required is one's own tongue, one's own heart, one's own mind. Start chanting the name of God. Hare, Hare, Mukunda, Mukunda, Krishna, Murare, Murare, Gopala Krishna. Like that you start chanting. Tadeva Shokarnava Shoshanam Nrinam. This festival you can generate constantly by yourself without anybody's help. And this festival can constantly grace your mind, heart, even sensory organs. Nothing else is required. You are quite independent and sovereign. Tadeva Shashwan Manaso Mahotsavam Tadeva Shokarnava Shoshanam Nrinam. While it is on the one hand a magnificent festivity for you, on the other hand Shokarnava Shoshanam Nrinam. How this festivity is produced? Because the mind is the one that becomes festive. Normally it is suffering from grief. It has a number of expectations, desires, sometimes greed, possessiveness, intolerance, jealousy also, competition, various ambitions, raga, dvesha and bhaya, as Bhagavad Gita would put it always. Our mind is tormented by these. By chanting the name of the Lord, when all these things are vacated, removed, exterminated, you will find Shokarnava Shoshanam Nrinam. You think of grief as a big, huge, endless ocean. That endless ocean will be totally dried up by this process. That is why I said devotion is a very, very powerful tool. By applying this tool, you will find Shoshanam Nrinam Yaduttama Shlokayasho Anugiyate. Yaduttama Shlokayasho Anugiyate. Where Uttama Shloka is actually a beautiful word referring to God, the Supreme Lord. As I always say, the Param Kalyan Nidhi. The Param Kalyan Nidhi. He is the treasure of supreme felicity. Felicity. That supreme facility, its abode, Lord Hari, when He is being sung, His glories, His exploits, His excellences, the various activities and interactions He displayed, in front of so many people. Take for example Sri Krishna himself, Sri Rama, another wonderful personality. When we are reading and hearing a lot about him, singing their glories, this is what happens. Tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam tadeva shashvan manaso mahotsavam tadeva shokarnava shoshanam nrinam yaduttama shloka yasho nugiyade. Let us go back to Kavi's exposition. We will go back to that. By listening to Shunvan Subhadrani Rathangapane Janmani Karmani Jayani Loke Gitani Namani Tadarthakani Gayan Vilajjo Vichareda Sangaha. This is what he said in the earlier verse. Completely given to chanting the name of the Lord and listening to His glories wherever such an exposition is there. Shedding all your attachment and specific identifications. Becoming an asanga. Totally detached to anything. Vichared. Ramble about upon this earth, he said. When you start going in this manner, what happens? The mind expands suddenly. Expands suddenly. Till then you may have been worshipping a Lord in the form of an idol or a picture or any other symbol. That symbol was necessary for you to think about the Lord. And you felt in the symbol alone is the presence of God. This was your idea. When you get out, you are disconnected from the family, from the house, from your own birthplace, and filling your heart, mind and mouth with the names and utterances of God, listening only to godly accounts, godly recitations, godly narrations. The transformation in the personality is instant, immense and thorough. Then what happens? The mind gets free from the conventional clutches and stifling. And there is an expansion taking place. Kavi explains it in this manner. Kham vayumagnim salilam mahimja jyodim shi satvani disho drumadin sarit samudramscha hare shariram yat kinja bhutam pranamed ananya. A devotee who has taken to this kind of a spiritually resolved rambling, traveling, he does not wait for going to any temple whatsoever in the matter of worshipping God. Everything becomes God for him. See the expansion. Kham, reference to the sky. Vayumagnim, then the air. Thereafter Agni, fire. Of the Panchabhutas, the order is, first is the Akasha, then is Vayu, thereafter is Agni, fire. Salilam Mahimcha, then water, primarily the huge endless oceans. Mahimcha, the solid and gross earth. Kham Vayumagnim Salilam Mahimcha Jyotimshi Satvani. When you look up, what are you finding, particularly at night? During the day, the sun, a brilliant orb. At night, the sun has set, the moon comes up, but the moonlight does not prevent you from seeing the brilliant stars, numerous stars glittering in so many places in a scattered manner all over the sky. Jyotimshi, different luminaries, Satvani Disho Drubadin, a number of beings, a number of existences. Dishaha, the many directions, 4, 8 or even more. Drumadin, different types of trees, huge, very huge, still huger, or maybe shorter and shorter. Drumadin, then you have plants, creepers and so many other things. Sarit Samudramsha, a number of rivers, some are perennial, some are not so. Sometimes the rivers will be in full spate during the rainy season. Samudramsha, the oceans. Hare Shariram. All these constitute the very body of Lord Hari. Have you heard, my viewers? How many times shall I repeat this? All these descriptions were given, covering the entire endless universe. And he says that, Sharehe Shariram. You are looking at a man-made idol. A man-made idol. The idol is made by man. And how tall will it be? Something like 4 or 5 feet maximum. What will be the weight? Maybe a few kilograms. And what is the God that you are referring to? He is greater than the visible universe. Can this really idolize God? You yourself think. It can suggest to you. It may trigger a thought in you about God. But the actual God has to be imagined, conceived, reflected upon by your mind. So looking at the idol, don't become an idol. Looking at the idol, elevate your imagination to that godly dimension. Godly dimension. Infinite in all directions. Harehe Shariram. That is why Kavi says, Kham Vayumagnim Salilam Mahimja Jyotim Shisatvani Disho Drumadin Sarit Samudramscha Hare Shariram. Consider all these as constituting, making up the body of Lord Hari. If God were to be conceived of with a body as we have, the whole universe will be His visible body, visible form. And finally he says, Yat Kincha Bhudam. Understanding in this manner, I am walking on the earth. This is part of Lord Hari's body. I am breathing air. That is another part of God's, another part of Lord Hari. I am looking at the sun, basking in sunshine, in moonlight. I am looking at trees. Many things I see. All these are entering into my system. They are all nothing but Lord Hari's visible body. Yat Kincha Bhudam. Whatever is there, named or unnamed, visible or invisible, whatever is seen to exist or even conceived of as existing, Pranamed Ananyaha. Fold your hands and offer pranams or prostration before everything. 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 So far you have learned to prostrate before a chosen idol, kept in a particular shrine and in a particular place, maybe in a panchayat or a town or a village, a district, a state or a country. Now, nothing like that. The entire universe is the Lord's body. And you can prostrate before anything, anywhere, anytime. Prostrate before the earth, prostrate before the sun, prostrate before the air, prostrate before the oceans, before the tree, before the creeper, before the plant, before the luminaries, before the directions. Anywhere and everywhere. Any being you see is worthy of your respect and adoration. So let the shackles of the mind be broken, and let the mind be extricated and freed, and let it expand to the infinite dimension, measure and magnitude. Kham Vayumagnim Salilam Mahimja Jyotim Shi Satvani Disho Drumadin Sarit Samudramscha Hare Shariram Yat Kincha Bhudam Pranamed Ananyaha. The word Ananyaha means without any kind of a distraction, in an exclusive manner, with a single pointed understanding, attitude and devotion. Prostrate before everything. My dear viewers, I want to tell you, physically it may not be possible for you to get out of the house. Singing the name of the Lord, are you going to travel about in the whole India? No. But there are occasions when you take up a pilgrimage, and when you have started the pilgrimage, let God's name be ringing in your ears and vibrating in your tongue. At least this much you can do. Even if you are not going out, once you go out, see everything as God. Even in your mind picture, you can visualize this. This is what Parikshit did. Parikshit did not get up from his seat and go anywhere. He might have traveled earlier, but for the 7 days he was in front of Shuka Maharshi, he never traveled at all. So the whole transformation took place by listening to Shuka Maharshi's words, narration. Sarit samudramscha hare shariram yat kinja bhudam pranamet ananyaha. I want to ask you a personal question to every one of my viewers. Have you understood this message of Srimad Bhagavatam? I am going to speak more about it. Have you understood it? Will you take your mind away from a limited idol or a picture? Will you link it up, unite it with the full dimensional God? Let your heart host an infinite God and become infinite itself. Let the narrow-mindedness dissolve itself and let a breadth of outlook and expansion take place in your inner personality. Devotion is meant for that and that alone. No, for this and this alone. For nothing else. Whatever we are unable to achieve, living in a family, getting educated in academic centers, having a profession, getting married and becoming a parent, whatever we are not able to achieve, Srimad Bhagavata proposes to make you accomplish. It gives you in the form of a bequest. Bequest. The first and last bequest is the Srimad Bhagavata scripture itself, consisting of 18,000 Sanskrit verses. Keep a copy. Read it. At least read 1 or 2 chapters. Think about at least 3 or 4 verses. There are so many texts available with meaning, translation, word-to-word commentary, etc. Why don't you read them? This is what you can do as a family man. Understand, we sannyasins do not have blood children ourselves. All the citizens in the world are born of householders. What you are, your children also will be. Grandchildren also will be. If our society has become corrupt, our householder community has become corrupt. Corrupt. If we have thieves, they are born in households. Wish and pray, no such sinfulness should visit your family and lineage. And what is the insurance for you? Only this. Devotional involvement, devotional attunement, devotional expansion, devotional purity, devotional elevation, devotional wisdom. This alone is the insurance for it. Nothing else. Be a Parikshit, at least from today onwards. Not because you are going to die on the 7th day. You are going to live for 70 years and become a Parikshit. Keep Shuka Muni in your front. Keep Srimad Bhagavatam in your house. Let it become a constant friend, a constant benefactor, a constant source of support, strength, courage, inspiration and enlightenment. Turn the pages whenever you have difficulty. There are some people who say, I get an answer from Bhagavad Gita for every question in my life. Every riddle is resolved by Bhagavad Gita. It resolved the riddle of Arjuna standing in the battlefield of Kurukshetra in a matter of 2.5 hours. So can it not resolve your crisis? There is a treasure in this. That treasure is not the external gold, but the internal platinum. This you should understand. Kham vayumagnim salilam mahimja jyodim shi sattvani dishodrumadin sarit samudramscha hare shariram yatkinja bhutam pranamet ananyaha. See, this is why I like the Srimad Bhagavatam. It gives you the description of a devotee and devotional growth in such a beautiful manner. Bhaktihi pareshanubhavo viraktihi anyatra jaisha trika ekakalaha prapadyamanasya yatha ashnadasyuhu tushtihi pushtihi kshudapayonughasam. See, it has become a delicious meal here, Srimad Bhagavatam. Delicious meal. Bhaktihi pareshanubhavo viraktihi. What is Kavi asking you to do? He is only asking you to practice devotion, pursue devotion. By what manner? In what manner? Initially listening to Nama Sankirtana or godly narrations. Listen to them. Go there with interest and fondness. You generally go to a marriage party, an invitation. Go there with a lot of love and fondness. Your fondness should be even more. I am going to a place where my heart and mind are going to be nourished. I will have something to give in the form of a legacy or bequest to my children, grandchildren and their children. An inner treasure I am going to get by listening to godly narrations, godly recitations. With this feeling, you should go there. That is one. Thereafter, you start chanting it and generating devotion in your mind. And then expand the devotion. Take away all small and narrow focuses from your mind. As I am sitting in the Samadhi Mandir, where this recording is being done, to my right, there is about a 4-foot picture of Sri Krishna, a beautiful blue-colored Krishna, with a little ornaments, etc. It's made of clay with paint. It's an idol, not a picture. It's okay. When I look at him, he occupies a small space and surrounding him is a lot of space. What should you do? Initially, you have to have an interaction with something to generate this devotion. Generate this devotion. Once devotion starts welling up in your heart, understand, devotion arises in your mind. You are looking at an idol or a picture outside, but devotion grows inside. Once you understand your mind and heart are the focus for devotional growth, take your mind away from the picture. And what should you do? Allow it to expand. And this expansion comes when you understand, as the little Krishna is representing the Supreme Lord, I start feeling the whole extensive universe is a better and a full representation of my Lord. That is the expansion Kavi has suggested. And start prostrating before Yat Kinja Bhudam Pranamet Ananyaha. Do not wait for your chosen idol or picture. Let everything be the chosen representation of Lord. When this expansion comes, where does it take place? Transparent in your own heart. By what process? By a process of devotional reflection and a larger devotional identity. The oceans, the sky, the earth, the luminaries, trees, plants, all kinds of living beings, the 8 or more directions, above, below, to the right, to the left, everywhere you find your Lord. This kind of a feeling when comes, Sankirtyamano Bhagavan Anantaha. Why am I speaking particularly in this strain now? This is a verse, as I already mentioned, taken from the 12th skandha, the concluding skandha of Srimad Bhagavatam, which consists of altogether 12 skandhas. We are now discussing the gospel given by Kavi. In that he says, Shrinvan Subhadrani Rathangapane Janmani Karmani Jayani Loke Gitani Namani Tadarthakani Gayan Vilajjo Vicharet Asangaha.